What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and today we are back with another Alliance Wars Daily, finally, this time without drama. So no more layouts and things like that makes people get triggered, and we are going to focus only on the attacks, I guess. So if you guys like those videos, you know what to do. Share them with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing for more Marvel Strike Force content, always with the best strategies, and make sure you smash that like button. So first of all, congratulations to Bludge Oni Jr. for becoming the MVP on this war. He did a great job on this war, and I'm really glad. I really like when everyone on my alliance don't fail any attack or something like that. It's something that I always try to do, and when I see my colleagues, my mates I guess, doing the same, I get really happy about. So yeah, congratulations for getting the MVP. We are still at 1300 trophies, and it's because of these mistakes that are easily avoidable, but some people are so greedy to become the MVP that they F up after. And like I will say, play safe, audit your defensive teams, audit your offensive teams, make sure you have very solid 9 teams and that you know exactly where they counter, and then you'll not fail attacks, and the least attacks you fail, the easier it is for you to win, for your alliance to win. So hopefully the people on my alliance will realize the importance of that, and we'll start getting more trophies than this, because we have been stuck at 1300 for months already. So yeah, with all that said, let's take a look at the attacks I did. I have some quite interesting attacks, so yeah, let's take a look at that and see what's up. Okay, so for the first matchup we start great. We have 40k punch down on Dr. Octopus, and they have like the most common team, which has Swarm and Lady Electro. I actually don't really like this team so much. I had the Armory and they had the Medbay, and I had defense down. So yeah, when we have defense down, you have to be careful with which teams you use. You always want teams that have or deflect or early defense up, or some kind of extra speed that allows you to clear that defense down before they have a turn. So pay attention to that. And as you guys saw, my ISO weight on my power armor is healer, and it's healer because I really wanted to increase the survivability of this team, because sometimes they do their combo and their combo is not enough, and that extra healing you get is really important. So I saw in some video that you need to ability block the shockers so they don't get offense up, and I would say yes, I think that's very important. And depending on the match you are using, you need to be careful if you want to use that counter to your advantage or not. So I use Ultimus to remove all those positive effects. I don't remember if they affect only cream minions or something, but it seems like it. And as you guys can see, I was not able to target Dr. Octopus, and that's because I don't have the T4 on the passive of War Machine, and my War Machine is a little bit weak. Even that he has 6 red stars, I need to work on him a little bit more. And yeah, like if I would not have the regeneration or the healer ISO weight on my team, they would be probably dead already. And as you guys can see, I'm not in a good situation. I had Dr. Octopus to deal with, and I had 4 other characters. So yeah, it seemed like the situation was grim for me, but once again, coming through and coming really clutch, the ISO 8 healer, making a huge difference. And thanks to Falcon, all these extra turn meter that we get, it will result in more healing, more minor regenerations and so on, that really increase the sustain of the team. So even that Mysterio was there, I was trying to focus really hard on Rhino to make sure I would get rid of him before Mysterio would die, and then I would have to deal with both of his minions. So I was trying really hard with that, and Ultimus was mind controlling Rhino, and then Lady Electro attacking Rhino. But this Rhino was really beefy, and the Lady Electro was not so strong. So yeah, not great, but it worked out. So once again, more turn meter, more healing, more regeneration. I just need one character to have like Raider or something like that, or Skirmisher, to have all those extra attacks. But I'm still investing in this team. Recently I got some decent red stars on Iron Hearts, so yeah, it's something I'm gonna be working on in the near future, maybe. Okay, on the second match we have the Sinister Six, and this is my version with Green Goblin rather than Swarm against Taskmaster and the Mercenaries. But did you saw that team? They have 5 characters at gear tier 14 and I only have 1. So it's definitely going to be interesting, or is it? Maybe it's not going to be that interesting. But this video is very important because someone on my alliance, they were not using exactly the same team I'm using, and they did this matchup and they lost. So yeah, and you need to be careful with the punch ups and so on. Like, you don't want to go way too high on punch ups and then you end up losing. So yeah, we applied the offense down on Taskmaster. That's what we really want, to lower his damage. Then we want to get rid of his buffs. And here Dr. Octopus got stunned, but we can use the taunt from Rhino to clear the stun. Even that is not the most efficient in terms of damage. The ultimate is better early on, but because of that stun, we need to remove it as fast as possible, and that's why I did that. And it also forces Taskmaster to focus higher on Rhino. And even that Merc Lieutenant was gear tier 14, I was able to completely destroy him. And now my Lady Electro, that soon she's going to be way more powerful. She's finally farmable on the Blitz store. That's quite amazing. Very excited about that. And yeah, so I need to get rid of these guys. I stop Shuri first because I don't want her to heal, and she was almost ready to do that. Now I just have to focus on Taskmaster, and like always, make sure you have a good balance between the characters that do skirmish and the characters that have a striker. The best characters for striker is Rhino and Lady Electro. The other ones, they are okay, like if your Mysterio is really strong and the other ones are not so strong, you can also use him as a striker. But yeah, as you guys can see, we have all 5 characters, and once again, this is full gear tier 14 Mercenaries, and my team only has 1 gear tier 14. 3 other characters are at gear tier 12, and Lady Electro is at gear tier 13. So even that this was not a punch up, in terms of gear it kinda was, because there is such a big difference between gear tier 12 and gear tier 14. So yeah, let's take a look at the next match. Okay, so in this next match we have a 50k punch up against Avengers with wave 1 Avengers, something like that. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong with the names. But yeah, we have Nick Fury, we have Black Widow, we have Agent Coulson, and we have Hulk. Now the reason why some people use this team is because you stack up the HP that Coulson gives to Captain America and Captain America gives to them. So yeah, it's okay, but I mean, HP is not always that important, and especially because this team is not that big, it doesn't make a huge difference. So we got rid of Coulson early on. They attack my Cable, but it was fine. Cable clears all the positive effects from Nick Fury. That's what you want to do as fast as possible. Then you get rid of Nick Fury because you don't want him to give assists to the enemy team, to the different characters. And then you just have to clean the house. Because our team is so fast, like Hulk is not able to do anything. And yeah, like 50k punch up, really easy. It's not always this easy. Maybe against this specific team, maybe they have bad red stars or something. But when we have Hulk alone by himself, it's just like, it's super easy. Okay, now we have the X-Men against AIM with Captain Marvel, and this was a very big Captain Marvel. She was like 7 yellow stars, 6 red stars, and it's the AIM team. This is a very good combination, having the AIM team with Captain Marvel. The reason why is because they are always throwing the negative effects on us and on Captain Marvel, but when she uses her ultimate, she clears all those negative effects, and most of the times you are going to have a defense down, so that can be very very dangerous. But because the X-Men spawn with defense up, it's okay, it's not great, but it's okay, and then Phoenix can absorb all those negative effects, and if she doesn't, we still have Psylocke to throw all those negative effects away. And as fast as possible I try to throw all the negative effects to Scientist Supreme, and to be honest, like, I don't know who this guy is, but he's dumb. Like, the positioning of the characters is terrible. You never want to have Scientist Supreme next to... Like, Scientist Supreme, if you want her to have the most survivability, you still need like a Shield Assault. Let's go back just a little bit. You still need Shield Assault to be next to Scientist Supreme. So the team you'd probably want to use here would be like Graviton, Aim Assault, then Scientist Supreme, then Aim Security, and then Captain Marvel. Like this, it would be the best situation for Scientist Supreme, and the reason why you want this is because you want her to go as fast as possible. Like this, she's way too slow, and based on that, I also apply slow to her, making her even slower. So yeah, it was just a huge amount of time between her first turn and the second turn, and that gave me a huge opportunity to destroy her before she would be able to do anything to recover her team. And yeah, so pay attention to the positions. The positions are very important. And as you guys saw, this was like a 1 minute fight, and it was fairly easy. Now we have another of my favorite matchups. We have the Too Many Sorcerers team against Dr. Octopus, and this team is quite amazing. They destroyed Dr. Octopus so easily, and this was a punch down, so it was like even easier. But I have a 70k punch up to show you one of these days. And what you want to do right away is to get rid of Lady Electro, because you don't want her to apply offense down to your team, because that can cause problems with Doctor Strange special and so on. And here I did something bad. I used the ultimate, the special from Mordo, and you really don't want to do that. You want to save the special from Mordo for the second turn, so you can stun Swarm and he's not able to do the ultimate. But I mean, I've used this team like 7 times. I'm still learning the perfect strategy, and that's why I still make these mistakes. But it seems like the good direction is to save Mordo's special for the second turn and use the ultimate or the basic early on, especially if you can apply defense down to the team. So none of them have defense down, and that's why the damage was not that high. Usually this is not so bad, and now you guys can see that this is really dangerous. This swarm is it can cause huge problems, and you don't want that. You have no way of clearing those negative effects from you. So yeah, it's a huge dangerous. And as you guys can see now, Loki died, and I have all these deal blocks and so on, and that's something you really don't want. Doctor Strange died, that's fine. We have only Mysterio and Rhino left. When Rhino is alone, you should stun him and never apply blind to Rhino. Now with the ultimate from Mordo, and then we just clear up, and yeah. So in the future I will try to make like a super specific strategy step by step on exactly what you have to do in order to beat them very easily, but I'm still trying to perfect it and learn from my mistakes so I can get that step by step guide. Now we have the Symbiotes against Asgardians. Nothing special about it, but they have a gigantic, as you guys can see, gigantic Baron Zemo. And I was a little bit scared about this. Now, I don't know exactly, let me go back just a little bit. I don't know exactly why this guy has Raider on all these characters, and he has Striker on Heimdall. Like, this is so dumb. Like, no offense, if you are watching right now, please leave in the comments why this makes sense to you, but this is like super dumb. You should not have Raider in any of these two guys, and striker on Heimdall. It should be the other way around. You should have these three guys with skirmisher, because they do vulnerability with their basic attacks, but see if she also applies vulnerability with the counters that she gets on first turn. So, like, oh my god, just use your brain. And then we have Hela. With Hela, because she's spreading negative effects, you want to have or you have higher focus, or you have I prefer to use striker on her because her base damage is so high. And even with Baron Zemo, you should also do striker, because more damage to everyone. Like, I don't know, like, if you have a different opinion, let me know, but these isolates make no sense, and positioning of the characters, isolate and so on is really, really important. Okay, so let's jump ahead, and as you guys can see, like, if this guy had a little bit more base damage than he has here, it would have been a huge problem. Like, Scream should be dead, she's dead already, but not only that, the Carnage and the Anti-Venom, they would be also probably dead, because Hela just doesn't have enough base damage. If you give her Striker, 10% more base damage at least, and that's quite relevant. Anti-Venom could be dead and I would lose the match, like this. Okay, I got scared on the first turn, but now it's just fine. Okay, so I like to use the ultimate of Anti-Venom whenever a character has like defense down and offense down, because that will give you defense up and offense up. And that's just massive. You can see the amount of buffs we have now, and there is nothing like this team can do about it. I still don't understand why people still use the Asgardians on defense. I just show you, like, they are so much better on offense that it makes no sense to use them on defense, but sure, I guess. And yeah, like, apart from that big scare that I got early on from this guy, what's his name? Oh my god, it's from Baron Zemo. Apart from that big scare early on, but once again, because he doesn't have that high base damage, he was not able to kill Anti-Venom like super early, or multiple characters super early. Because of that, it's irrelevant. Like, it's the same thing. We end up feeding on the minions and just winning. Like, at least use a Drax or something to stop me from feeding on the minions, but it's always luck based, and that's why I don't like Asgardians on defense. The enemy attacking, losing, it's always based on luck, and when you have a strategy that is based on luck, once again, be as consistent as possible, play safe, and it's just bad. So like there, I just use the ultimate from Venom to finish off Hela, and yeah, like 3 minutes. It's not even that big of a deal. Like, some matches they are really hard, and it takes you to the last second. This one you still have 2 minutes left, so yeah. Let's take a look at the next matchup. Okay, so on this matchup we have the Black Order with the Isolate I like, Striker on Thanos, and the Skirmisher on everyone else except Cull. And we are facing the Marauders with Ghost. Now, I don't really get it why they have Ghost here. Is Ghost supposed to extend the blind? Is Ghost supposed to extend what? I don't get exactly what's the purpose of Ghost here. And if you have Mystique behind Strife, you'll always be able to clear that dodge, and then Mr. Sinister is not going to be able to spread it. So make sure that Mystique is never, Mystique and Mr. Sinister, make sure they are never behind the character who's taunting. You can have Emma Frost there because of her high armor and resistance and so on. Any other character, or Sabretooth, any other character just doesn't make any sense. And yeah, so Ghost, I mean, what she's doing here, like, she does barely no damage, at least against this team, and she didn't extend any negative effects. And it's one of those things, if you're using the Black Order to get rid of this team, having more negative effects is actually better for you, because you'll flip them and they will last longer. So make sure you have as many vulnerabilities as possible, and make sure you turn Rewind in a way that or you stun Emma Frost or you turn rewind Emma Frost and Mr. Sinister. You have to decide between the two. Stun one, I always prefer to stun Mr. Sinister and then turn rewind Emma Frost with the ultimate from Ebonimo. And as you guys saw, like that always allow me to destroy this team very easily. And yeah, like it's a shame. Could be a little bit more challenging, it would be more entertaining, but yeah. Okay, so now we have a mixed match of characters. It's a 80k punch down, so it's quite irrelevant, but I thought it would be funny to use these Pym Tech characters that have a lot of dodge, and because of that dodge they have a lot of sustain, together with the Dead Bros, or whatever it's their name, what people call them, because they are doing all these crits and so on, and you can use Ghost after to turn rewind the enemies. So yeah, so finally I remember that I didn't have the music on, or at least the sound effects, and I always like to have sound effects on. So even that is a little bit dangerous because of what you just happened. They have a really high burst damage, the Asgardians or whatever it's their name. Even that they have that really high burst damage, you still have the dodge chance and so on. So yeah, it's luck based, but it's like 70% chance in your favor. So it's not like it's a terrible team. But I definitely need to have a better Ant-Man, and the stature, she needs a little bit love on the Red Stars as well. But yeah, we already got rid of Rocket. Groot died really early, which was not the plan. But unfortunately, because his gear is so low, that it just happened. And yeah, because of all those vulnerabilities, you just turn rewind Minerva into Oblivion, and yeah, easy win. And finally, for the final match, we have the Brotherhood with a Blob against the Inhumans Shield team. And once again, positioning is really important. And I see a big mistake of people leaving Yo-Yo in the corners, and you never want to leave Yo-Yo in the corner. If you do that, it's like auto lose. It makes it so easy for whoever is using the Brotherhood on attack, because you can just target the guy in the corner and leave Yo-Yo outside, and because of that you can focus on the main 4 characters, and Yo-Yo will be together with the minions, and that will be irrelevant. So this was a complicated matchup. I didn't know exactly what to do because that guy was on stealth, because this was on the cargo bay. But as you guys can see, it worked out okay, not great. It worked out okay, so I was able to remove the positive effects of that guy, and I wanted to make sure that Yo-Yo would not have any dodge or something like that, so I could also do some damage to her. But I was lucky, she always has a lot of dodges and so on, so yeah, this was a little bit luck, but because the Brotherhood has so much damage, it's not like a huge deal. And yeah, so you can focus, you should focus in a way that you can attack all 5 characters at the same time. So once again, never be very careful when you target the guys in the corner. And here I saw the opportunity that I would be able to get rid of Yo-Yo early on, and that's just what I did. And yeah, so even that crystal cleared the blind from Black Bolt, and usually you don't want that to happen. You want to kill Crystal before Toad's special, so she doesn't clear the blind. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but we were still able to do it. At this point, like, there is nothing we can do about it, he can do about it, and yeah, it's easy win. We managed to have the 5 characters. So this was 9 attacks with 0 fails, and once again, that's exactly what you want to do. Be careful with your punch-ups, don't try to be a hero because it's just pointless, and losing 1 attack is very important. Like, if everyone loses attacks, then it's just bad for you. So quickly, just to take a look at the scores and the reason why it's so important to don't waste attacks. So as you guys can see, we have many players with 9 attacks and with the maximum points. That's always what you want. There is no point in being a hero. The only point is to win. Just play to win, don't play to be a hero. So here we have 12, 16, then 22, 25, 29, 30, 32, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. So these guys, the enemy team, they failed 2 attacks per player. That's really bad. And once again, that's the problem. Play safe, play consistent, don't try to be a hero because there is no point. And taking a look at their defensive wins, and they actually had a very easy time because our alliance on the first hour they played really bad, and they have this guy with Dr. Doom already. So we have 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And the reason why this is important is because based on the number of attacks that you failed, it can determine at which hour of the day you are going to win. So if you have no fail attacks, you can win on the 3rd energy drop or something like that, on the 4th. And if you don't, you have to wait another 3 hours, and you are just giving way more time for the enemy team to show up. Maybe some guy was working and now he's able to show up and do all the attacks at the same time, and then you lose the game. So you see a lot of them using 4 attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people using 4 attacks. I mean, if you fail, you have to. It's the pack of shame, right? And then we have this guy with only 7 attacks. And yeah, it's one of those situations. The less attacks you fail, the best it is for you, and you don't end up in situations like this where someone has to go work or something like that, and then they are not able to do their attacks. So yeah, guys, that's going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed another Alliance Wars daily against, let's see, I don't remember, Team Superfly. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button like a boss. Once again, shout out to Bloods Oni Jr., MVP of today's war. And if you like this video, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content. And I will catch you guys later.